Frank Knott. I'm founder and chairman of the board of Innovation Works. Well, the mission of IW Innovation Works is to reduce the racial wealth divide at the neighborhood level. If you look at Baltimore, and this is not untypical across the United States, in major urban centers you have this big divide between the neighborhoods who are in persistent poverty at an average income level in Baltimore, $30,000 or $40,000 per household, not just, so that's multiple incomes coming in, versus 70, 80,000 or more in the neighborhoods right next door.
My name is Jay Nwachu, and I'm president and CEO of Innovation Works. So the mission of Innovation Works is to reduce the racial and spatial wealth divide in Baltimore City by supporting social enterprises that are working towards rebuilding Baltimore's economies.
I think the ultimate goal is to see thriving communities in Baltimore, and the way that we do that is by supporting the individuals within those communities and giving them resources that empower them.
Basically, build a sustainable neighborhood economy by bringing people into markets and economies that they previously did not have access to.
I think the most revealing aspect to me was the value of walking into these neighborhoods with an Ignatian spirituality focus of accompaniment, so that we weren't walking in as experts. We actually reviewed the people in these neighborhoods because of their lived experience as experts.
There are things that have happened in how Baltimore is being shaped that still has its impact today. The history of redlining, and who had access to finances to be able to build wealth, whether it's home ownership, business loans, or whatever the case may be.
Growing up here has helped because I've been able to see myself the way that neighborhoods are constructed since redlining started here. It really informs how the city is shaped and exists. So you can have, I lived on the Green Mountain Divide, so lived where there is extreme poverty on one side and gigantic mansions on the other side, and then going to private school, being one of the few people that crossed that line.
Even from a really young age, I realized there's a certain grit to Baltimore City. With grit comes authenticity, it comes the pride of the city. Entrepreneurship in Baltimore looks like selling candy bars out your front window. It looks like squeegee boys on the corner. And I think that's what feeds the pride, it's just an authentic ass city.
Here in Baltimore, what we were doing was going into neighborhoods that have not had access to entrepreneurship programs. So we actually had to develop a whole system, a pipeline system.
Innovation Works has a 5-stage development pipeline, starting with Ignite, Ideate, Create, Grow, Scale. Currently we have the Boost program, which is a 3-ish day workshop. The Accelerator is a 6-month endeavor for entrepreneurs that have done Boost, have kind of gotten the foundational lessons of Boost, put them into practice.
We had an entrepreneur once, after they did the first Boost program actually, at the very end of Boost said, Jay, okay, I was always an entrepreneur. I had a business for the last 13 years or so. But I'm leaving Boost recognizing I actually can be a serial entrepreneur. I actually can replicate my business over and over and over again because it makes sense. And the mentors help her get there.
My main job is to make mentor matches to the SEs, to our entrepreneurs. As the entrepreneurs come through the pipeline and at any stage, once they determine that the entrepreneur is ready or in need of that extra help, the extra Boost mentor help, they will reach out to me and say, Stu, entrepreneurs needs a mentor. Working with the social entrepreneurs, we are not here to tell them what to do, or at least that's my belief, and that's what I try to convey to all of the other incoming mentors. We're not here to tell them what to do. We're here to stand beside them.
One of the most important things for our resources that I think is really important is that it is stage-based, right? It meets the entrepreneurs where they are at the moment.
I'm Chester France. I'm the founder of the Chill Station, which is the nonprofit organization, and Lifting Labels is the program. I was a Protestant chaplain in the Maryland prison system for 17 years. And it dawned on me, we have 3 sewing plants in the Maryland prison system. A lot of people know how to sew. They make every garment that every inmate wears in the state. We're clergy. We've been buying robes. I know how long. I've been buying robes for over 10, 20, almost 20 years. We buy robes from overseas or other places. No money comes back to the community. The people that make the robes don't look like us. And so it dawned on me, let me see if I can pull these 2 things together and create an opportunity for folks coming home to have a job in the sewing industry. What happened was that the program officer received an email about Innovation Works and their startup in their first cohort. And the first criteria was that the business had to be operational. And we were not operational. We were still on paper. But I emailed Jay Nawachi, and I said, Jay, this is who we are, this is what we've accomplished, we're not operational, but I'd like to know if you would make an exception. And he sent me an email back, said, Chester, I think you should apply. And it's history, because I applied. We went through the 3-day boost program, we went through the business accelerator program. Innovation works. And I'm, be very frank and candid. If it were not for Innovation Works, we would not be in this place right now.
Some of my favorite things about working with social entrepreneurs in Baltimore is that their origin stories are never the same, right? But nonetheless, they found themselves in this space where they want to do something that's bigger than themselves. And the diverse ways they're trying to tackle challenges, right? And to have folks actually spend a lot of time studying these things that I really don't understand on most days, but they take the time to study those things and bring it to the table as an opportunity for economic growth for the city of Baltimore. In the urban agriculture space, in thinking about where Baltimore has grown in the last 15 to 20 years in urban agriculture, right? There's a farmer's market at every other corner now, right? Like, oh, we can grow natural dyes, we can grow this thing, and all these things that actually create jobs along the way.
So in the Natural Dye Project, I work with Jay, but I also work with Kenya, our consultant from Blue Light Junction. In project management, I think for me, it's really nice. In both projects, we have social entrepreneurs that are in our pipeline connected to our strategic initiatives. And through those initiatives, we're getting money directly into Black and brown and low-income people's pockets, especially with our farmers in Natural Dye, paying them for their labor, paying them for the land, including them in all of the conversations, not as a courtesy, but because they should be there in all of the conversations and leading everything that we do.
My name is Kenya Miles. I am the founder of Blue Light Junction. We are a natural dye studio, processing center, and educational facility that focuses on the relationships between people and plants in Baltimore City. I really felt like the relationship in Baltimore that I wanted to really uplift through my practice of natural dyeing was one of sort of, in a way, rewilding the city. So bringing those access points of space to people within the city. What we've seen is that the community will really sort of rise up with ideas once they have access and they understand what we're doing in the space, or they're intrigued and they want to sort of activated in a way that works for them. My day-to-day looks like a lot of different things. I'm a mother of a young child. I'm also the founder of this studio space. I'm consulting currently for a natural dye project through Innovation Works. I'm also farming for that project through Innovation Works. So my day can look like a number of things, and also supervising 4 of those 5 farms. So there's a lot of things that we're sort of having our hands in, and I'm really trying to take the lead of the people that are closest to us to really see where are the points and offerings that we can have for the studio.
I feel like at Innovation Works, with the entrepreneurs that we work with, we try to create a space where you are in charge of your journey, and our job is to believe in that vision with you and help you get from where you're at to where you want to be. A moment that stands out to me is working with one of these super creative entrepreneurs. I'm taking notes, I'm like connecting the dots, and I'm seeing how they fit together. And instead of saying like, whoa, you need to focus, I repeat back to her what I heard and basically give them that same energy back. And it's a way of saying, I see you, I see all of your ideas, and I see it as an asset. I see it as extremely valuable, and I don't want you to let go of that.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Thompson. I'm an artist, a NASA engineer, and an atmospheric scientist. And so I'm really into innovation and inspiring the next generation. So that has triggered me to start my own business called Launchpad, where I blend STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, with art. And I create things, basically. And I inspire kids to do the same. Then I found out about Innovation Works, and I don't know if I must have filled out some information, because then Hannah contacted me. Hannah, she basically, we would meet, it was either once every 2 weeks or once a month. And every time, like, Hannah was so patient with me, because I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And I would go on these like tangents, and I'm like, I really don't know how to tell my story of my business. I just know I do these things, and I don't really know how to fit them all together so that I could tell one cohesive story. So Hannah worked with me for a while until I got to the point where she's like, okay, you're ready for, the next step.
Success for any nonprofit is to put itself out of business, to not be needed anymore.
Bottom line is, create opportunities that people can be employed at a livable wage and change their life.
One of the reasons I enjoy working in community is that I cannot think of everything, nor can I know all that there is to know or see.
I think innovation is important, not just to me, but for us on a global scale, because we can't solve new problems with old ways of thinking. You have to think outside the box.
But ultimately, it's about, once again, agency, right? It's communities deciding who they want to be when they walk into a restaurant, or they walk into the early childhood education center, or they walk into the grocery store. They see themselves. They don't feel like strangers in their own communities. For us, setting the table means also giving opportunity to the different stakeholders to show up, right? You want to be a mentor, here's an opportunity. You want to be an entrepreneur, here's an opportunity. You want to be a funder, here's an opportunity. Opportunity kind of like cuts across again. It's just everyone have an agency to pursue in a way that actually makes sense, is right and just for the people that have been beaten down for so long.